What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to talk about my experience in a nutshell while my husband was at basic training. Welcome to my channel. If you have not been here before, please like and subscribe down below. I put out new videos every Monday and Thursday normally. Today I am going to go ahead and give my overview, thoughts, everything about my husband while he was at basic training. He is no longer at basic training. He graduated 2 weeks ago. He was at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. He left me like it was bad. Okay. With our dog and 4 chickens and 3 rabbits to go better our situation. Going to just kind of throw this overview out is that it went by so fast. So it never felt like it at the time, but when graduation and family day finally came along, it had gone so fast. And so I will definitely just push this so many times throughout this video. Embrace it, enjoy it, live in the moment, and just enjoy it. So I learned a lot of things about myself throughout this entire thing, and in any situation that's hard on you is always gonna help you grow. So definitely embrace it, enjoy it. I feel stronger as a person because of this experience, and I'm still getting stronger every day since he is still gone for another like 4-ish months in there. So, and then our relationship is stronger as well. So we are more appreciative of each other, and it's just, you can just feel like a difference in the relationship, and it's just great. So, next, I'm going to just talk briefly about just the experience of being alone. So I know some people go and they like live with their parents and stuff during this time if they're married. I chose to stay home because I don't want to, it would have been a hassle to try to figure out things for the chickens. The rabbits I probably would have been able to bring with me if I went to stay with my parents as well as my dog. But it was not fair to all of them and kind of uprooting them. So I stayed here and dealt with it. I enjoyed the time to myself. Sometimes, of course, everybody kind of goes crazy alone every now and then. So, but it was kind of a good time to enjoy being by myself, getting a chance to work on myself and to focus on things that I need to get done. If you have school or work or projects to do at home, those were like good things to do. It's kind of like a good way to stay busy. And then it also strengthens you. So just your soul makes you feel good about yourself. Next I'll talk about letters. So this is my favorite part. It kind of made me feel like all old-timey, like we were sitting there writing handwritten letters, and I could write for days and days and days. So whenever I wrote letters, I would try to make them maybe like 2 or 3 letters in one envelope. Or I write 1 letter over a course of like a few days. I try to do like maybe 2 at a time and send it, 2 at a time and send it, 2 at a time and send it. I got his address with his last phone call. So when he first arrived at basic, he gave me like a quick phone call and then sent me a picture of the address and everything. So I had that, and then I immediately started writing him. I would definitely give this piece of advice. So you're going to be the rock for your significant other, whoever it may be, or your soldier, whatever your relationship is to your soldier. Be the rock, but don't completely like hide things, is what I'm going to say. So you don't want to be like the negative Nancy and just sit there and go, I miss you, I miss you, miss you. But you also, if things are going on that are kind of like rough at home, I think it's better to kind of be like, hey, I had like a rough week at work or something. Definitely like put that in the letter. You don't have to like super elaborate so they worry about you, but just let them know, hey, there are some things going on. but still be like that supportive person at the same time. I know my husband said, like, why didn't you tell me about all this? Like, why didn't you write about it? Like, you had this going on and you didn't tell me. So, especially if it's a significant other, I think they'd rather know than you pretending that everything is good and then finding out later it's not. It's also not really good for your own mental health unless you have somebody to vent to. My husband's my best friend, so I always tell him everything. I don't really tell some of these things to like friends or my parents or anything. So whatever you need to do, I guess. And then look forward to the letters. So, but don't get like obsessed. Like, I'm gonna get a letter today. I'm gonna get a letter today. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes they get delayed. The mail is kind of weird. They'll send it one day and it'll come the next day, but sometimes they'll send it that day and it'll come like a week later. So there was often times where I'd get more than one letter at one time, and that was kind of convenient and exciting as well. And then savor the moment when you're reading them, because I know whenever I finished, I was just like, oh, it's done. It was so sad. So I have this stack of letters still right there, and I used to like reread them when I really needed like a pick me up. So they always made me feel good. Next, I'm going to talk about phone calls. So be prepared. I'm just going to say that very, very bland, like, yeah, very, very bland. Be prepared. Be prepared to not or get phone calls. So not get phone calls because you may be expecting one, like say end of a phase. You know they're going to get a phone call, but they might not get a phone call. That happened to me. So don't be completely obsessed with like, I'm going to get a phone call. I know I'm getting a phone call. I'm not. Just be prepared not to get a phone call. And then when you finally get a phone call, it is awesome. And then, I don't know, maybe write a list of things. And I wish I had done this. So I think like a good idea is to kind of keep like a journal or something with you, where I had my notepad on my phone, and anytime I had something that I wanted to either write them about, or if I happened to get like that phone call, I had it written down. Oh, excuse me. I had it written down so like I remembered to write about it or tell them about it. I never ever had that when my husband actually did call me though. Excuse me, sorry, I have a cold. So I always forget everything, and he'd hang up, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh no, I didn't tell him about this or this. So I just had it when I wrote to them next. So that was always really helpful. And then I got a total of about 2 phone calls while he was away. One during his white phase, or his end of white phase, and then one maybe the week before graduation. I don't remember if I got another one, but I do remember those 2. So I know he had a rough time with some of the kiddos in his group. So some other ways to feel close. So if you don't get those phone calls, don't be discouraged. I always looked for pictures. So one of the best places to look, and then like eventually they stopped posting pictures as much, so it was kind of disappointing. So basictrainingphotos.com is a great place to look. They post a lot of pictures, except you have to like search through all of them. You have to like make an account and everything, but that was really nice to be able to find a bunch of pictures. I actually have some of them on my bedside that I printed out, so I'd be able to look at him and actually kind of know what he looked like when I did finally get reunited with him. And then Facebook pages, so they should have like a platoon page, like all that. My favorite Facebook page that I found was the page for Fort Jackson. They posted an update every Monday morning about where what was going to go on for that week for your soldiers like unit. and that was kind of nice. Then you can kind of research like what they were doing, and it was really just kind of nice to know what they were doing. I actually found that like when he was a little bit over halfway through, and I wish I had found it sooner, so I'm definitely recommend that. And then they also posted like pictures on Tuesdays, and then they posted the family day video and the graduation pictures every week. So it always made you like really excited for that coming, and that always just kind of make you feel like a little less alone, and that was really nice. So and then preparing for graduation. So we got our hotel about 2 months in advance, just for making sure we had it booked. We knew when it was gonna be, graduation was gonna be. We got a letter from his commander that kind of gave the details of everything, and that was very useful. And then flights. So if you are flying instead of driving, I purchased my tickets separately. So I purchased my flight there first separately because I wasn't quite sure when would we be done on family day. And then I found out later that we could drive him to AIT, and I had already purchased a ticket to leave, which, yeah, it was a big old fiasco. So definitely figure out beforehand if you'll be taking them to AIT or not. AIT. If you're able to do that, figure it out. We weren't able to talk or anything, so we couldn't figure out if that was going to be a thing or not, and it was a big fiasco. So that could be something before your soldier goes to AIT or basic, to figure out, hey, this is going to be our plan. We can take you to AIT, so we're going to do that, and this is the plan, blah blah blah. So that was my advice for the flights. Just know exactly what the plan is. Graduation, at least for Fort Jackson, so that's the last day, they had to be back by 8 o'clock. So if you're planning a flight, I would plan it for the next day if you're not going to be taking in my AIT. And then my last little overview is the reuniting. So graduation or family day would be the first time you see your soldier. So if you're a spouse, definitely take the time. I took about 2 weeks to prepare and make sure, like, whitening my teeth and doing my eyebrows and this and that, and got my makeup, practiced my makeup, and then picked out dresses. I went shopping a couple times and got things. When I was choosing clothes, I try to choose something that was a little more conservative. I don't want all the goods showing out. That's for like later on. Don't be like, you know what, he doesn't want everybody seeing your business. So definitely just dress nice. They're gonna be in their uniform, all of that. And then something that I wasn't aware of, so you might want to look into it for yourself, but when they are in uniform, they are only, they have rules and everything, so not a lot of PDA, which I kind of knew about some of this, but it was still like, but I don't want to. So just kind of inform yourself of what their rules are when they are in uniform, so you're prepared for that as well. Of course, when you're reuniting on the field, they're a little more lenient about that, but don't get super mushy. And then the whole family day, so it was like we could talk like we normally do, but it still kind of felt like we were like on our first date again, and it was kind of refreshing and kind of exciting at the same time, because you're just like, oh, I'm so excited, we're back together. And I mean, I want to come up and just like hug you all day, but we're not allowed to. And it was a good day. And I would definitely emphasize again, enjoy the moments as they were coming by. Don't super stress about it, anything. If you want to see more on The graduation and family day, I did videos on those like over a couple weeks ago, so you can watch those and kind of see my graduation video. I give like an overview of just like the whole experience and everything. And then like my last little advice for everybody. So don't be afraid to cry and do whatever you need to do, but don't spend like all your time doing it. Just like when you need to, sometimes you can. And like at the beginning, I felt like it was more common. And then later on, it became more, it would only become a thing like if I was like really, really thinking about it. Like, oh no, I still have like this much time left and now I feel sad. So don't be afraid to be sad and feel your emotions and all that. Enjoy the time because it goes by really, really fast. And even now when he's at AIT, it's still going by really fast. Like, it still seems like there's a lot. I mean, I still know there's a lot of time left, but at the same time, it's like, it's going to go by fast. I need to enjoy it even more. Excuse me. Stay busy, but don't be afraid of downtime. So I actually enjoyed my downtime because I could sit there and I could think and enjoy myself and do what I needed to do. Where staying busy was just like, I know at the end of the day, like my work day. So I'm working and then I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to get like a text or a phone call or see them or something. And it was just kind of like, that was disappointing. But when I was home, it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm happy. I'm watching my movies, eating my dinner, all that. Writes tons and tons of letters. I probably didn't write as much as I wanted to, but I write and write and write. I tell them about things like we love baseball, so I wrote a lot about baseball. I kind of gave them some updates about some football things. March Madness was going on, gave them updates about those, so I tried to give them little things here and there from the outside world, but then also let them know that things were going on. And then definitely being supportive as much as I could. And then responding to his letters. And then about 2 weeks before, you have to stop sending letters. So I got like a notepad and just continued to write because it made me feel good. And then it kind of gave him like a 2-week briefing. So you don't have to super like this when you see them again. And then watch videos, inform yourself. So YouTube helped me a lot because I could watch other Army wives and everything and kind of see what they went through and just learned a little bit more about the lifestyle. Like I'm doing it even more now, just kind of like learning about the military lifestyle and military terminology and do's and don'ts and things like that. Whenever you have some time, like I put my headphones in when I was at work while I was working and I would sit there and listen to videos, and that really helped me. It kind of made me feel closer to them. And then when I went to graduation and all that, I think it kind of like sparked something in me and made me really, really excited just to be kind of part of like the military community. So, that is all I have. This is probably my last basic training themed video for a while. I'm going to start an AIT series starting next week. So, if you ever have questions or would like me to do more videos about these, please comment them down below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week.